So thank you very much, Mr. Chilara. And also thank you for inviting me to this conference to share my ideas. I believe everything I'm going to share, everybody already knows. So for me, you can just take it as a reminder of what you already know. But my main emphasis is on application of what you know, because the power of knowledge lies in not knowing, but in being able to apply what you know. So I'm going to share on talent and network. I don't know if I need to introduce myself more beyond my name, which is Kakomachinyama. And voila, you guys know, majority of you as Zambians, so most of you are familiar with my work that I host the yearly YES conferences every January. So look out for the next one this coming January. And I've also authored 2 books. Another one is coming on the way. And also currently pursuing a master's. I'm also working as a legal assistant for an international NGO that deals with immigration in Tangier, Morocco. And apart from that, yes, I also blog, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can find me there right now, up to like 4,500 followers, somewhere there. So I guess I have an opinion that is valuable from all these experiences. And I keep sharing my life story, so I'm sure many people are familiar with my experiences. As I am going to start speaking on the subject of talent and network, finding the heart of your talent and net worth of your network. That's what I have titled the subject. So you can go to the next slide. First of all, I like what Messi was talking about. The fact that, you know, for example, most people have a conventional perspective of careers where, for example, in our African countries, when you say a career, we're thinking of medicine, we're thinking of law, we are thinking of engineering. Those are the careers that we consider. Why? Because most of us are looking at careers in the context of job security. Because, you know, if I study medicine, then definitely I am going to have a job and it's going to be well paid. But do you know that right now there are unemployed doctors and in fact lawyers in Zambia, people who are graduating lawyers, 3,000 kwacha, entrance lawyers from Ziale, getting 3,000 kwacha. And doctors are also losing their jobs. Some people graduate from medicine, they are still unemployed. Those are the new statistics. Engineering nowadays, you graduate even with a master's, you go home, some people are still unemployed. And many people, as you know, in the 1960s, 70s, 80s, there were only about 3 universities that were operating in Zambia. But now there are over 60-something universities. So there's an influx of graduates in Zambia, already in Zambia, but also look at those graduates coming from other countries. First of all, the neighboring countries, Namibia, Botswana, South Africa, and also coming to Morocco, Algeria, you go to Russia, China, the United States, the UK. So the job market is very competitive right now. And there is a huge demand, but the offer is small. Enterprises and even government agencies that are hiring are less than the graduates that are on the market. So you find that in order for you to be relevant in the 21st century and in the new age right now, you need to be able to know how to harness your talents beyond just your conventional path and career. So how do you do that? First of all, you need to know how to align your talents and with your career, with your education. Most of us are aware of people like Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, the founders of Microsoft and Apple, and how the fact that they drop out of school to pursue their desires, to pursue their ideas. And now Apple and Microsoft are changing the world. And these guys have made good money from that, but they were using their talents. Am I telling you to drop out of school? No, but I'm telling you that if you focus your education in the area of your talents, you will be more relevant today in this new age. I'll cite what Peter F. Drucker said, that most people think they know what they are good at. They are usually wrong. More often, people know what they're not good at. And even then, more people are wrong than right. So if you ask people, for example, what are you good at? Some people will tell you, no, I'm good at football. Others will tell you I'm good at music. Others will tell you I'm good at math. I'm good at engineering. I'm good at chemistry, biology. I am maybe good at studying certain subjects than others. I have an interest in this, I have an interest in that. But those are superficial answers for most people. They've never really taken the time to really discover what they're really good at. What they are good at, the definition of what they are good at is a superficial definition based on their environment that they have grown in and what they have grown to adapt. So this is what we call the risk of learned blindness. When you look for ourselves in wrong mirrors, okay, we learn to be blind to our talents. What are these wrong mirrors? Look at these photos, for example. You graduate from high school, or yes, you graduate from high school, and the first impression you have of yourself based on what your parents have told you and based on what you have come to adapt as the best thing to do is maybe a career in finance or a career in medicine or a career in engineering or even a career in sports, for example, yes, in music or even a career in law or anything like that. So you take that path, the conventional path, okay, and you adopt that as something that you are good at. So you spend 10 years studying that, and then you start your career. But you realize that every time, even as you are going for work, you feel frustrated. Even as you are studying, you feel frustrated. But you still convince yourself that that is what you are good at and that is what you should be doing. So you try to persist and you try to be determined to do that, right? But you are still blind to what you are naturally good at. You're still blind to your talents because you've never really taken the time to really discover that. This is the risk of learned blindness. You might spend all your life in something that you have convinced yourself that you should be doing, when in the actual sense, you are pursuing your life with the wrong reflections of yourself. The first guy there is looking in the mirror and he's just wondering. It's like the guy in the mirror is somebody else, and the guy who's looking at the reflection is somebody else. There are two people, and each person has this fight in himself. The comfort of knowing that maybe I'm doing the right thing, I'm on the right journey, this is what my parents wanted me to do, or this is what I want to do. But again, the discomfort of wondering, perhaps you're not in the right place or you're not doing the right thing. Maybe you could be doing something better or something different. That is the dichotomy of each person's existence. And you can go to the next slide. So you find that when it comes to talents, they are very vital in order for us to succeed in life, especially now in the 21st century. Majority of the people that we know are very high paid in the world are those people who actually combined their education with their talents. Why is it important? It's important because when you combine your education with your talent, you'll be flowing. It will not be like you're going and you're chasing and you're going on an uphill, right? Can you imagine a vehicle that is climbing uphill with a vehicle that is going downhill? Which one will have a smooth path? The vehicle that is going downhill. The one that is going uphill is like you're fighting against gravity. You are fighting against pressure, against friction. And that is the importance of combining your education with your talent, because when you're in the area of your talent, the area of your passion, you don't have to be forced, you don't have to be inspired, you don't have to be motivated by outward forces, by people, by your professors, or even by the money that you're going to make out of that career. All those outward things will not be your driving forces because you are pursuing your talents and the area that you are passionate about. Your motivation will come from inside you. You wake up in the morning and know that I want to study because this is what I was born to do. You wake up in the morning and you will not have to push yourself to go through the day. You will not be living on a survival instinct, but you'll be living to thrive. So voila, that is the importance. So how do you find your area of passion? Two things. Number one, the area of your natural interest, and number two, the area of your personal excellence. So each and every person, they has something that they are naturally interested in. Naturally, each and every person. If you take time to quiet off your WhatsApp, your Facebook, and every social media and every disturbance around you, and ask yourself, who am I? What do I want out of life? What am I good at? What can I do? What can I not do? You'll be able to truly find that natural interest that you are really, really, really interested in. And from there are things that you're naturally interested in and that allow you to excel easily, like what I'm talking about. You'll be able to excel things that when you are doing it, you just know, like for example, what I'm doing right now, right? For me, I'm in my area of natural interest as I am talking to you right now. I don't even have to force this, talking to you, because this is my area of interest, public speaking, okay? So you have to find that area of natural interest where you feel like there's fuel, there's passion, there's that burning in you. That is your area of natural interest. And then when you discover that, you're able to excel in that because, like, for example, in my case, I'll give you an example in my case because you can relate to me, it's practical, right? I've discovered public speaking as my area of natural interest. And because it fuels me, I have the passion to do it. And each time now I begin to practice how to speak, I begin to practice how to prepare presentations like this, I begin to practice. And by practice over time, perfect practice, they say that perfection comes from practice, but it's not true. It's not just perfection that comes from practice, but perfection that comes from perfect practice. Perfect practice is when you're practicing in your area of natural interest. That is perfect practice. You will not be wasting your time. You'll be doing something that will be increasing your skill and making you relevant. You become a person of value. The reason why many people travel from Zambia to India for medical treatment is because the doctors in India have made themselves people of value. It's just like you going towards a mango tree for a mango fruit. The tree doesn't come to you, you go to it. Why? Because the tree gives you value through its gift. So the answer is in your gift. That is your area of natural interest. And that is what gives you personal excellence and value. So there are 11 areas generally that you can find that are natural abilities. These have been areas that have been studied, and scientists and educationists and everybody have come to this conclusion. The musical area, these are people who are naturally good with music. When they listen to music, they're so good at it. They compose, they produce, they have an ear for music and the sound for music. The naturalists, these are people who have a natural interest in things that have to do with nature, right? When you go out in nature, how do you feel? Your interaction with nature. And also you find that these are people who are good with things like biology, chemistry, physics, naturally fear. Movement, people who are good with moving their body, dancing, and those type of things. Movement. So the reason I'm telling you this is because when you discover your area of natural interest, you discover your area of passion. Then imagine that when you discover these areas, you look around, okay, which career paths, right? If you are naturally interested in music, take that path. If you're naturally interested in things like biology, chemistry, and things like that, these are people now who find that it's easy for them to excel in courses like medicine, in engineering, okay? In these technical fields. People who are good with movement, these are people who make good dancers. I don't know if you guys watched America's Got Talent. Was it 2012 or 13? I don't know. They are forgotten. But the Jabberwockies, those guys are good dancers. I'm sure those guys who know the Jabberwockies can attest to that. They are very good dancers and they have made good money out of it. Then people who are good with interpersonal skills. This is the skill of networking now, where you can easily persuade people to take action. So these people find themselves in sales, in marketing, okay? And anything that has to do with dealing with people, communication. So you analyze yourself in this area, take note, and you find that you'll be able to direct your energy in the right place. Intrapersonal has to do with personal introspection. The people who are able to sit down and think and ask themselves the deep questions of life. Okay, who am I? What am I good at? What can I do? Okay, you start thinking about your thoughts and your emotions, not just living life like from nowhere, but really asking yourself the tough questions that people are afraid to ask themselves. That is intrapersonal, self-introspection, okay? And yeah, I think that one, I wrote it twice, but linguistics next, linguistics, these are people who are good with languages and things and communication as well. Digital, this one is new and relevant in the 21st century. People who are good with software and communication and technology. Visual, people who are good with sight, videos and art, anything that has to do with images. People who are good with teaching, they can easily teach. These find themselves as teachers, professors, educators. People who are also good in the spiritual sense, those, you know, deep people. Yeah, you know, getting to know God and anything that has to do with spiritual, whatever your definition of spiritual is. Yes, so voila, next up, the new slide. Voila, so what is this journey of self-discovery? How do you discover your talents? First, ask yourself, who am I? I've been emphasizing this point. Check out your likes, your dislikes, your areas of strengths and weaknesses, and always ensure that don't focus on improving your weaknesses, okay? Focus on maximizing your strengths. It's a waste of time to improve on your weaknesses. Everybody has weaknesses, okay? So there is no need for you to focus on your weaknesses. Instead, focus on maximizing your strengths. What are you really good at? Your strengths can be that you are more patient, you persevere more. Your strength can be that, those are strengths of character as well. And then your weaknesses can be that you are impatient, you don't persevere, you easily give up. These are also weaknesses. So discover your strengths and your weaknesses as well, and focus on your strengths, your likes and your dislikes, and focus on your likes. Voila, I'm gonna have to speed up now. And then from here, talent is not enough. Simba, you can go to the next slide. Talent is not enough to succeed. You need people, and that is the purpose in your network. Your network is your net worth, meaning that you are the average of the 5 people that you spend time with. This is proven as well. What kind of people do you spend time with? What do you discuss? There's a quote that says, poor people discuss money, rich people discuss wealth, but the wealthy people discuss ideas. So what are you talking about with your friends? In 5 years, 10 years time, that is who you are going to become. So stop wasting time with people that add no value to your life. There's no point in that. You are growing up. Focus more on what is going to improve your net worth. What kind of people are advancing you toward who you need to be and who you need to become. Voila. And question, what can you see in the picture? Somebody can answer this question. What can you see in the picture? I think it's a very clear picture, right? In 10 seconds. Let's participate, guys.
I see people trying to put puzzle pieces together.
Okay, putting a puzzle together. Who else? What else do you see? In 10 seconds.
I see men and women in that picture putting puzzles together.
Okay, you see putting puzzles together, you see men and women. What else do you see? Okay, looks like they are going around in a circle. Interesting. What else?
Looks like they each have an equal part in the puzzle.
Okay, interesting answers. What else? Five.
One has purple hair, the rest have brown hair.
Interesting. Okay. What else do you see? 5, 4, 3. Whoever gets the correct answer receives $100 in their bank account in the next 24 hours.
Well, it looks like
they
they're
look
working as a team.
They are working as
Yeah.
a team. Who else?
They look like different people trying to put pieces together, like to work together.
Okay. Who else?
Each one has a role that they're playing in the
5,
puzzle thing.
4, 3. This is the last slide. So each one has a role that they're playing. Nice. 5, 4, 3,
The
2,
end.
1. Okay. What? Voila. So all your answers are correct. There's no correct answer. That's the point. But the point of this exercise was that shared, okay? And everybody was able to express themselves freely, sharing their ideas. And as you've said, there's a puzzle there. People are fixing things. They're moving in a circle. They have different hair. But all those things are perspectives and opinions. And from those perspectives and opinions, we come to a close conclusion. It's like there's this. So Simba, 1 minute, it's like there's a story of an elephant that was placed in a certain place, okay, in a forest, and 5 blind men were invited to come and touch it and give their description. Somebody touched the stomach. One of the blind men touched the stomach and said, I think this is a wall. Another one touched the tail and said, I think this is a pipe. Then another one touched the teeth and said, I think that is the importance of a network. A network allows you to have different perspectives and work towards a common goal. Like you all said, there is a team